Alright, let's dive into something that's been buzzing in the wrestling world lately, and trust me, it's a doozy. So, WWE SummerSlam 2026 just wrapped up, and if you've been keeping an eye on the numbers, you know it's not exactly the victory lap WWE was hoping for. Personally, I think this is one of those moments where the numbers tell a story that WWE doesn't want you to hear. But hey, that's what we are here for, right? Let's break it down. First off, the attendance figures. Dave Meltzer, the guy who's been in this game longer than most of us have been alive, spilled the beans in his Wrestling Observer newsletter. Here's the deal, SummerSlam 2026 didn't exactly pack the house. We're talking about 35,000 people on night 1, and just under 34,000 on night 2. Now, what's really interesting here is how WWE handled this. They didn't announce the numbers publicly, which, if you ask me, is a huge red flag. Why hide the numbers unless you're not proud of them? And let's be real, for a company that loves to brag about their success, this silence speaks volumes. But here's where it gets even more fascinating. Meltzer pointed out that just a few weeks before the event, ticket sales were hovering around 22,000. It wasn't until WWE dropped prices to as low as $25 that the numbers started to move. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that screams desperation. It's like WWE was throwing everything at the wall just to see what sticks. And while they did manage to bump the numbers up, the fact that sales stalled again right before the event is a huge tell. This raises a deeper question. How much of this crowd was actually paid for? Because, let's face it, papering, giving away free or discounted tickets, is a tactic WWE has used before. But what many people don't realize is that a lot of those free tickets end up unused. So, even if WWE claims a big number, how many of those seats were actually filled? Now, let's talk about the bigger picture here. SummerSlam is supposed to be the biggest party of the summer, right? But this year, it felt more like a quiet gathering. And what makes this really interesting is the comparison to AEW's All In London 2026. AEW, with over 3 weeks to go, had already outsold both nights of SummerSlam. Think about that for a second. A company that's been around for a fraction of the time WWE is outperforming them on the global stage. In my opinion, this isn't just about ticket sales, it's about momentum, fan engagement, and where the industry is heading. WWE not acknowledging this publicly. That's not just pride, that's fear. Fear of what it means for their dominance in the industry. One thing that immediately stands out is the Fan Fest. Meltzer confirmed it sold out, which is a bright spot for WWE. But here's the thing, fan fests are great, but they are not the main event. They are the sideshow. The real test is the in-ring product, and if fans aren't showing up for that, it's a problem. From my perspective, WWE needs to take a long, hard look at why their biggest summer event isn't drawing the crowds it used to. Is it the storytelling? The talent? The pricing? Or is it something deeper, like a disconnect with the fan base? What this really suggests is that WWE might be at a crossroads. They've got the resources, the history, and the brand recognition, but are they using them effectively? Personally, I think they're stuck in a bit of a rut. They are relying on old tactics, like papering and downplaying numbers, instead of innovating. Meanwhile, AEW is out there taking risks, connecting with fans, and reaping the rewards. If WWE doesn't adapt, they risk falling further behind. So, where does this leave us? Well, the quarterly report is going to be a big one. That's when we'll see the real numbers, gate receipts, ticket sales, the whole shebang. And if the government releases the attendance figures, which they should since WWE got public funds for the event, we'll have even more clarity. But here's my closing thought. WWE can try to hide the numbers, but they can't hide the trend. The wrestling landscape is changing, And if they don't start listening to their fans, SummerSlam 2026 might just be the beginning of a much bigger problem. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below.